did a live back in February about my shocking experience around immigration in Jamaica. I was in the US, I came back to Jamaica, and I was on the verge of being deported. It went viral for my little tiny channel. I edited the live and made it into a replay, long form, back in March, a couple of weeks later, and it got over 5,000 views. The live got about 2,500 views. And people seem to be really interested in my shocking immigration story. So I decided to spend a bit more time on that story, walking you through how I actually got citizenship, what I did wrong that led me to nearly being deported, and what I learned from this. I decided to move to Jamaica 6 weeks before my date to fly out to Jamaica. I need to sort out my citizenship. The option that I chose was citizenship through descent. I went to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, Jamaica High Commission in London, and I submitted a document, my mum and my dad's birth certificates, and that's to prove that they're Jamaican, their marriage certificate to prove that they were married to each other, and then my birth certificate to prove that I was their daughter. Now, I did that on 6th of July 2012, and this is the receipt that I got back. My flight to Jamaica, I think it was the July 12th or July 16th. On July 27th, I got a letter from Picker, and the letter had said, your application to get Jamaican citizenship through descent has been approved. I was very excited about that. So this is what they gave me. It's the letter of certification. The letter of certification is the document that you need to be able now to get your Jamaican passport, which is this. So I have my Jamaican passport and I have my British passport. I'm now a dual citizen. Now I'm going to tell you the mistakes that I made that led me to the situation where they wanted to deport me back to the UK. I worked for a company called Vistaprint back in 2012, and they were sending me to the US, but I hadn't done my passport yet. In my mind, I was thinking, do I need to do it yet? Because I was working and getting paid and I was renting, I just thought to myself, I don't need my passport yet. Let me just leave it for the moment. I wanted to call Picker because I didn't have my passport yet. And Picker had said, yeah, that's fine. You can still travel on your letter of certification, which is wrong. That was the biggest mistake. Maybe I didn't explain it correctly. I was under the impression that I could bring my letter of certification. I had printed out proof of where I lived, JPS bills, NWC bills that I pay, my flow bills that I pay. I had the lease that I had my job offer letter from Vistaprint. I thought that'd be enough. It was November that I was going to the US. As I was leaving Jamaica, it meant that I'd overstayed. Now, if I had my Jamaican passport, I wouldn't have overstayed. And that was the biggest mistake. I should have got my passport straight away. There are people in the comments that had said,
oh no, Nat, as soon as you get your citizenship, get your passport. Because if you've stayed longer than 3 months and you leave and you don't have your passport, they can deport you.
As far as Jamaica is concerned and the government, they have every single right to deport you, because what they want to see is this. I just thank God whoever was there that allowed me to get in the country, because they didn't have to. They could have sent me back home. So they didn't do that. And I really am grateful. Shout out to whoever spoke to me 13 years ago and let me back in the country. I learned that follow instructions. Now, regardless of if I'm traveling anywhere, I should have got the passport. I only got stamped 90 days. I also thought to myself, well, I'm working, I've got a job, I'm getting paid, I live somewhere, I'm paying rent, I've got my TRN, I've got my NIA, I'm legal. Yeah, you're legal here, but you're not legal if you try and get back in the country. My advice to you all, when you get your letter of certification, just do the process straight away. What's great about this, I was able to do it quite fast, actually. From July 2nd, when I submitted my documentation in England, to the July 27th, I'd been there about a week and a half, 2 weeks, and then got the letter of certification to say that you've been approved. I should have got my passport. And your passport takes a few weeks. If I'd done the process like I should have, I could have got my Jamaican passport probably by the end of August. I thought the process would take weeks and months. And maybe for some people it does, but it really didn't for me. Now I have my 2 passports and I am officially a dual citizen of the UK. Shame. Of the UK and of Jamaica. And that's my story, folks, on my immigration journey. It's a little bit more grounded. It's less high energy emotion, like compared to my other video. And if you haven't checked that video out, I'm going to put the link in the description below. For that, it was shocking. And I'm so lucky that I let me back in the country.